It is time for Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Bradley Meyer of the Okoboji Wellness Clinic. Good morning, Dr. Meyer.
Hey, I am at Mission Control here in the Hyperbarics suite at Okoboji Wellness Clinic. Good morning to you.
Yeah, you've got a lot of people in there already this morning.
It was an early start. Had 3 folks in here by about 6:45, so working on that inflammation.
And that's what we're going to talk about today, inflammation. As you know, over the past 3 years, I've kind of been intrigued with all things healthcare. One of the things that has been a problem and continues to be a problem is, well, we've talked about many things, and we're going to talk more about that too today. Gut health, huge. And the other thing, and this can come from the gut as well, inflammation in the body.
Yeah, last week we touched on sugar, and that is one of the big pieces. Gluten is the other thing that we've touched on quite a bit in the past, but still it's kind of, folks don't know enough about it and how huge it can be is with regard to many things digestive, like bloating, heartburn, irritable bowel, but many things beyond the digestive tract. And what exactly is gluten? It's like a glue product that's a protein within a lot of grains. And what has happened over time is wheat has become hybridized, and the body has developed a little bit more difficult time breaking down this grain product. And so it's in a lot of our processed foods, a lot of our breads and pastas, but it is something that can really have a major impact on overall quality of life and inflammation. In fact, there was a study in 2009, it was the Journal of Gastroenterology, that talked about 1 in 700 folks had celiac disease, which is a severe form of gluten intolerance, or where your body is like literally attacking your intestines. It's immune reaction to it. And what has happened over time, in 2009, 1 in 100, went from 1 in 700 to 1 in 100 had celiac. Now that's not even considering gluten sensitivity. So a lot of these tests that we're running in the lab and the clinical setting are too narrow, and we're not catching the gluten sensitive folks. And so sometimes it's like we're testing for 3 proteins on a grain product and saying, okay, yeah, you don't have gluten sensitivity, or you don't have celiac, when we need to broaden that range of testing to catch everybody. Because the worst thing we could do is test a few items and say, hey, yeah, you're good, you don't have celiac or you don't have gluten sensitivity, and then they continue to be inflamed and go ahead and continue to eat products that have gluten in them. And so that is a critical piece to help in the body. And a lot of times what we think of as gluten related is, again, the digestive tract. There are so many extra intestinal symptoms associated with gluten intolerance beyond what we think of. So this can be joints. You got joint pain. Do you have brain fog? Do you have a thyroid condition? Many times if we're developing antibodies to our thyroid gland, we also have a gluten sensitivity or a gluten problem. And so how do we work to peel the layers back to get the body back into the healing mode? Well, we got to remove what's inflaming the body. So we test for it. We take a good history here at the clinic, maybe do some blood work. Then we remove it, and then we get you going on some of the modalities like we've talked about over time that help that body in the healing process. It may be a supplement that helps heal the gut, helps heal with that inflammation that has rocked the gut. And many times it's doing that in combination with something like hyperbaric therapy.
You know, it's interesting because just this last week I was reading, And one of the things that this doctor was talking about was not only hyperbarics, but it kind of surprised me. He talked about how amazing red light therapy treatment has been for some of his patients in gut health.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why we're pairing that, and a majority of the folks that come into the clinic, whatever we can, is called biostacking, and it's this synchronicity or synergy that you develop with the red light plus the hyperbaric therapy. So it helps with cellular regeneration, helping the body repair all of the damaged cells, helps increase energy, plus all the good stuff it does just with just your mood. So yeah, it's a really critical piece, Dave, in conjunction with a hyperbaric therapy.
So one of the things, and certainly you're not opposed to using a pharmaceutical, but I think we've learned over the last 3 years or so, there can be a lot of interactions with pharmaceuticals, and the less pharmaceuticals we all can take, the better.
Right. And sometimes when that inflammation process gets so far down the road, many times folks are at a point where, they need the pharmaceutical as a bridge while we work on trying to bring balance back to the body. And so that might mean that, what got us to the point that we developed the heart attack? If we get to that point, you may have high blood pressure. We may need to bridge with some pharmaceuticals while we work on some of the things that got us into that situation to develop the heart attack. And those things get back to things that, like nutrition, what are the toxins that are inflaming the body? And that's what we discuss when you come into the clinic, is like, all right, let's find out what the toxins are. Let's get that inflammation turned down. Why is it that the cardiovascular system's inflamed in the case of a heart attack? What's causing that inflammation in those blood vessels? What do we do to reduce that? And there's a multitude of ways to do it, but it takes some time, and there's a lot of lifestyle changes that go with it, different treatments, modalities like hyperbarics, and a lot of times giving your body what it's deficient in, or in many cases, as we talked about before, Dave, is our food supplies are not as nutrient dense as they used to be. So the majority of people that come into the clinic literally are low in minerals, macronutrients, micronutrients, vitamins. So we're asking our body to do what it wants to do naturally and heal, but with less fuel, with not only improper fuel in some cases, but not enough pieces to help the body repair. And that many times, again, it's the nutrients, it's the micro, it's the vitamins, the minerals, and more, the amino acids, the proteins.
Yeah, and we're out of time, so I have to let you go. But the whole goal at Okoboji Wellness Clinic has always been, yes, you might need a Band-Aid, you might need a bridge, but the ultimate goal is to peel back the layers of the onion, find out what's causing the problems, because you don't want to just give a Band-Aid to somebody. You want to help them get their body to a state where they can thrive on a daily basis, not just survive.
Absolutely. That's our goal. Give us a call at 712-339-6024. If you want to have a consultation with me, or you have further questions, the staff, the team is more than happy to explain what does it look like to get going with peeling back the layers of the onion here, trying to help with the quality of life. That's what we're all about. So we want to help you be well and get you there faster.
All right. So how do people get a hold of you?
We are at 3305 Berquist Avenue in Spirit Lake, just north of A6 Hardware and just behind the Okoboji Pancake House. And you can call us at 712-339-6024.
Very good. Dr. Meyer, always a pleasure to visit with you. We'll let you go. We'll let you go to your patients. Have a great day.
All right. You too. Be well, everybody.
Dr. Bradley Meyer of the Okoboji Wellness Clinic. You can also find them online at okobojiwellnessclinic.com.